Hey, good morning. This is Chris, Coffee with Chris. So, we're going to talk about today how down payment assistance works, what it is, and how it works, and a couple of the misconceptions in regards to down payment assistance. So, let me explain. So, down payment assistance is funds either from the government or sometimes you can get them from a loan itself. So, for instance, I could possibly do I'm just saying in general, your finance person, whoever, could possibly do a mortgage, a first mortgage, but also get in with that same mortgage with the same lender, so to speak, with me as well to get down payment assistance. There's it's two different programs. One is government money. The other one is from with the loan itself. So there's different criteria. So when you're getting down payment assistance, it is actually two liens on the property. So you have your first mortgage, which is the bulk of everything, and then you have your down payment assistance, which is a second mortgage in most cases. So the down payment assistance is different for each county and entity that you are getting the funds from. Some counties require a payback, some don't. Some require a monthly payback, a monthly payment, and some don't. Wherever you're looking to buy, you always have to make sure that you are looking at the guidelines for the county and the program that you're using the funds for, that you're getting the funds from. So how it works. So the funds that you get can be applied towards down payment, but also to closing cost. So how does that work? So when your loan is being structured, the funds normally go towards your down payment first. Because that is your required down payment. So you have different loan types that don't require any down payment. So maybe maybe your debt ratio is too high, your debt versus income is too high. And so you use that down payment assistance to buy down the principal to put towards down payment to bring that ratio lower. But in some cases, if that's fine, then you may use it just for closing costs. So it's a combination of both down payment and closing cost. So my mindset is that you normally take the down payment assistance and put it towards your down payment first, and then you put the remaining of it towards your closing cost. So keep in mind that if the funds do not cover all of your closing costs, so let's say for instance you're doing FHA, which you can do conventional also, so it doesn't matter the loan type. So if you are doing a FHA loan, so your requirement is 3.5% down. So we take that money that you get from down payment assistance, we put the 3.5% down, and then put the rest of it towards closing costs. If you have extra funds, then that's where your finance person should be taking that extra and putting it towards the rest of putting it towards more down payment, or maybe you don't need the full amount of down payment assistance that you're allotted for, and that money can go to help another family. Um, so if you are short on your closing cost, if that down payment assistance doesn't cover all and you're short on your closing cost, you need to keep in mind that you have to have the difference, you have to have the balance of that closing cost, a combination of either your own funds, you can get a gift from family, or you can ask your real estate agent can ask the seller for closing costs. It's called seller concession. So regardless, even if you have down payment assistance, you still have to have any other funds that it does not cover. So keep that in mind when you're looking at a house. Your finance person needs to go through all of that with you and so on and so forth to see, is that going to cover everything that you need? So misconception to down payment assistance, aka DPA, is that you don't need any money at all and the assistance covers all. This is not the case. You have to have your escrow deposit, which is also called your good faith deposit. This says how that whenever you find a house and your real estate agent writes up the contract, you put an escrow deposit down to say to the seller, okay, I'm putting $1,000 at the title company to hold towards the house. Don't sell the house to somebody else. And so you have to have that money up front. Normally it's $1,000, could be more. That is, a conversation with your real estate agent. But normally it's about 1,000. So that, so you have your upfront cost, which again is your escrow deposit. You have your inspection. So if you're going to do a home inspection, if you're required, so VA requires a pest inspection. If the house has a well, then you have USDA and VA requires a water test. You have a septic. So a septic is not always required for a loan in my world, but we strongly recommend you getting one. We've talked about that on other podcasts or whatever, that, you sold or you bought a house and found out you didn't do a septic inspection and found out after closing that it needed to be replaced. So then there you go. There you have a problem. So anyways, you have to have those funds up front in order to buy a house, even if you have down payment assistance. So I always estimate between 1,800 to 2,000. It could absolutely be more. But I'm going to say don't plan on any less than 2,000. And there's another podcast that I have, is what funds do you need to buy a house? So you can check that out if you want to, go back through that one. So in some cases, I'm able to get you back what you put into the house, your escrow, your inspections, things like that. That is not with down payment assistance. When you're using government money, you cannot get that back. So do not plan on, in some cases, I may say, your finance person may say, your real estate agent may say, well, I can get that money back. Not if you're using down payment assistance. It's government funds. You can't get that money back. So you do have an investment in this, even if you are getting down payment assistance. So next is, how do I know if I can get DPA, down payment assistance? So each county and program has a chart of income and household requirements. So if your household is a number of 4, then your max income is X. So what happens is that this is, we have to, you got to figure out what category you fit into. The income amounts go by what you're making today, unlike a first mortgage that in some cases go by today, but also have to be possibly averaged over the last couple of years, whatever the case is or whatever. So there's 2 different income calculations to see if you qualify. One is for your actual loan itself, and one is for down payment assistance. So they are 2 totally different not totally, but there are 2 different calculations that have to be done. For your loan type, for all except for USDA, you're counting only the income for the person on the loan. For down payment assistance, you're counting everyone with income in the household. So so what this means also is that, let's say for instance, you have child support. So this is another scenario. You have child support that you're supposed to be getting, and the parent is not paying child support. It is still court ordered. So down payment assistance, in most cases, in my experience, we still have to count the court ordered child support as income, even though you're not receiving it. So for the down payment assistance, it has to be included and counted. But for the loan, I cannot use it because you're not receiving it. And so again, it's 2 different animals. So you have to make sure of what you qualify for. And again, the county, the program, whether it's the housing authority, whatever entity that is running the program, you have to look at those guidelines because each county is different. I'm trying to look at my, checkpoints to make sure that I've got everything. Again, it doesn't go, it's 2 different things. You have to make sure of what your income allows for. There's a Tampa Bay areas, for instance, in Florida. So there's a Tampa Bay area map, or guidelines as far as your income and household. So in Tampa, the Tampa Bay area consists of like Tampa, Clearwater, St. Pete, Pasco County, and it also includes Hernando County, which Hernando County is, it's not the same income, it's not the same, payments, everything else, whatever as Tampa, but it still goes by the same. And so, for instance, in Hernando County, we just increased it last December to include actually moderate income, because we were at very low and low income. And so a lot of people weren't qualifying for it. But different counties have different, again, criteria. So you do need to contact the county itself or the program itself to see what you qualify for your household. Also, if you do not include somebody, or you say that somebody is not going to be living with you and that person is, It's actually, I believe, a felony if you're committing fraud. So I kind of say that out loud just to, we've had some instances that we're almost there. And so, make sure that you're being honest as far as who is in the house and who is going to be in the house, because it has to, you have to qualify, it's government money. So this is just a little bit information as far as, how it works. Each program is structured differently. You need to contact the county or the program for that. And then one last thing is that you are required to go to a new home buyer class. So you may have owned a home in the past, may know how financing works or whatever, but the government money, it requires you to go to a class. Some classes are online. Since COVID, a lot of classes went online, but there are some that are in person. Some counties allow to use other counties. Again, it is the program guidelines that you need to look at. So just make sure that you're aware. And then also some programs require all of the adults in the household to go to the class or to attend the class and get a certificate. Some only require just the person on the loan. So make sure that you've got all of your I's dotted, T's crossed, and your questions answered. So this is just a quick, down payment assistance, how it works, what it is, what you still need. You still have to have your own money. But if there's anything else that I can answer for you or help you, please comment, chat, like, share, all of the above. We would love your feedback. And again, hope this helps you to understand how it all works. So this is Chris with Suarez Home and Finance, and I hope you're having a great day. Okay, bye.